Yeah, this is Nutty Rock Chick, and this little video is a 10 questions from a guy called Brad Downing who contacted me on Facebook. So this is for Brad. Okay, let's get to your questions. Number one, which NXT stars do you think will be on the main roster by 2016? Well, if they bring one up every couple of months, that's probably what, 6-ish? I think the most obvious ones to go up are probably Samoa Joe, Sami Zayn, Finn Balor. I wouldn't be surprised if they pushed Baron Corbin through, though personally I think he still needs more time, though he is developing quite well. I'd like to see Tyler Breeze go up. I think he has a lot of potential, though I'm not sure how well another pretty boy gimmick is going to work. And the other people I would pick is Enzo and Cass to go up as a tag team. And maybe Jason Jordan and Chad Gable. I think that's another possibility. They need to work on them a little bit, but I think the Ready, Willing and Gable thing could work. There's something there. I suppose the other team that's quite obvious is the Vaudevillains. A lot of people have said that they should change the gimmick for the main roster, but I actually really like it. I think there are qualities there that I think would work very well on the main roster. Okay, question 2. What pay-per-views would you like WWE to bring back, and which ones would you replace them with? Well, I'd probably do a bit of rearranging. I would get rid of Hell in a Cell and TLC, and I would probably bring back Backlash and move Extreme Rules to TLC, and then swap Hell in a Cell with King in the Ring. Question 3. Do you see Bray Wyatt turning face in 2016, and do you think he will get a WWE World Title run? I'm not sure. I think the character could work as a face, but I think they've done a lot of damage to it. I mean, the whole cult leader, new face of fear thing is a really cool concept, but they've kind of screwed him over. They've given him quite a lot of feuds that he really should have won, but he didn't. So it's kind of hard to balance it out. Because the new face of fear thing, I personally think is really, really good, but it doesn't really have any weight behind it when the new face of fear doesn't win. When he needs like Braun Strowman's and Luke Harper's and Eric Rowan's to actually win a match, it doesn't put a lot of gravitas behind the character. Question 3. If Triple H was to wrestle at WrestleMania, who do you think it should be against? And that's relatively easy. Either The Rock, which would be a big card match. I think most of us would enjoy that. It's one that wasn't done to death in the Attitude Era. So yeah, I could see that happening. Ideally, I would have liked it with Stephanie and Ronda Rousey, but they've said that Ronda definitely isn't doing it, so maybe they'll hold that off for next year. I quite like the idea of Seth Rollins coming to the conclusion that he's bigger than the Authority, and Triple H having to take him down a peg. That I think would be a really interesting way to go. Either way, if either match is built well, I definitely think both of them have got a lot of potential. Question 5. Would you like an NXT invasion on the main roster in 2016 like the old Nexus? No. For the basic reason, as all of us WWE fans who've been around this circuit a few times, WWE don't do invasions well. Even the Nexus started off fantastic, brilliant breakout moment, and then it just fizzled to nothing. And that's the biggest problem I think we have with NXT and the main roster, is that Triple H is doing very well with getting the NXT talent to the point that they deserve to be on the main roster, but the main roster doesn't know what to do with them. And you've only got to look at Bo Dallas, who, bless his heart, was a reasonably good character, and they could have done something with him. But instead, they pretty much turned him into the jobber who everybody beats up. Which is a shame, because I think he had a lot of potential. So no, I don't want to see an NXT invasion, because I don't think bringing up a large amount of people is necessarily effective unless you have well-structured storylines for each of the people that you bring up. So unless there is a major shift, no, I don't see an invasion storyline working. In the current main roster, which wrestlers do you think could win a world title in the next year that have never won the world title before? Well, the two obvious ones, I think, are probably Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose. I could see both of those having a 3-4 month title reign. I'm not sure who else. I'd love to say Dolph Ziggler, but I'm honestly not particularly convinced that will happen. I could see it going to Kevin Owens as a possibility. Because that could be really cool. But maybe they might hold that off for another year. So yeah. But I think Ambrose and Reigns are probably your best bet for that one. Number 7, apart from Bayley, do you see any of the other women stepping up in NXT to challenge for the main roster? I see a lot of potential in Asuka, who's the new girl. I can see that it's quite possible that she is going to speed through the NXT women, and I'd like to see Sasha Banks bring her up. Maybe as yeah, I think she's probably your best bet. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm all yawny. I don't know what's up with me, honestly. I'm having one of those days where I just can't wake up. It's like 9 o'clock in the evening and I'm still asleep. Right, number 8. Would you like to see John Morrison and Shelton Benjamin to return to the WWE in the future? Well, from what I was told, I don't think you'll see Shelton Benjamin back. I think they pretty much tried everything they could with him, and nothing really worked. I know a lot of people say, well, if he was put with the right manager, yeah, maybe. His promo skills have improved, but he's just very bland. I mean, he's technically brilliant, and well, his greatest tag team are fab, but you put him next to an Enzo and Cass, and they're not as technically brilliant, but Enzo's got so much personality, and the personality bridges the gap. And the one thing with Shelton is he's never really had that. And he didn't exactly leave WWE on the best of terms. He was kind of kicked out, released. So John Morrison was released, but I got the impression that it was a much more cordial stepping away. Like he came to the end of his contract and he's just said, I want to take a break for a while, I want to go and try some other stuff. And they said, okay. I've always been told that the door will be open if John Morrison decides to come back. Personally, I'd love to see it because I was a big Jomo fan, but I don't know, he's doing really well in like Lucha Underground and stuff. I mean, he's a big fish in a smaller pond there, and he's getting the sort of pushes that he wouldn't necessarily ever get in WWE. So it just depends if he's happy doing what he's doing. It's all a question of time and money, I suppose. Question 9. Do you see Jeff and Matt Hardy returning to WWE in the future? Do you see just one of them returning or none of them? Personally, with the return of the Dudley Boys, I would love to see the Hardy Boys come back. It would be the big nostalgia pop for me. I don't know if I've heard that WWE have approached Jeff. I don't know whether they've approached him, whether they've approached them both. I would be happy to see the Hardys back in WWE as the Hardy Boys. I also wouldn't mind seeing Jeff back on his own, because I must admit, I would love to see Jeff versus Seth Rollins. I think that would there's something about that really makes me smile. It makes me think, yeah, I could really watch that. That's something that might get me sort of excited enough to buy a pay-per-view. Right, what's the next one? Question 10. How many surprises do you think we will get in the Royal Rumble match next year? And if we do get some, who do you think would make a return or debut in the match? Well, Royal Rumble generally has between 4 and 6 surprise elements. It's either a new guy or a return or legends. The obvious one I can see is Jericho coming in and eliminating Ambrose to really kick off that feud, because I just think I think Jericho and Ambrose in a feud would be so good. I wouldn't be surprised if they brought Joe in to take out Kevin Owens at the Rumble. That wouldn't surprise me. Also, Sami Zayn is a possibility for that. Who else? I don't see Finn debuting in a Rumble. I don't really know why. I just don't think it'd fit. You could bring that could be one of the ways you could bring Jeff Hardy in. I think that would definitely be a nostalgia pop moment. Yeah, so that's about it. Right. As this is the second set of 10 questions that I've done, what I'm going to say is that I'm going to give you the choice. You can either leave me 10 questions and I will do a video for you, or you can leave me 5 questions, and if someone else leaves me 5 questions, I will do a dual video. But I quite like this 10 question format. So if you want to leave me questions in the description, peace. That would be really cool. Take care, everybody. Enjoy the Madison Square Garden event tonight, and Hell in a Cell coming up. Take care, lots of love, and mwah.